To make our pineapple upside down cake, we are going to start off by prepping our pan. So here I have an 8-inch spring foam pan. I have some brown sugar. We will be needing some cherries, and this is the kind I am using today. And we also have here some pineapple slices, which you want to make sure that it's patted really dry. It's dry. And here I have some butter or margarine. We will be needing that as well. So I went ahead and melt the margarine, and I will leave a link in the description box below, excuse me, with all of the ingredients. Next I add in the butter and make sure that it's well coated on the bottom, and then I follow it with the sugar. You want to ensure that it's evenly distributed throughout. Once that is done, we will go ahead and add in the pineapple slices. Now mine was on the bigger side, so I did not have, excuse me, sorry guys, I did not have to use a lot. I just used about 5, and there was a space in the middle where you can just add some more cherry or just cut some small pineapple slices. But I did add in the cherry and set that aside. Here for the cake we have the pineapple juice. I have here some cake flour, and if you don't have cake flour on hand and you want me to show you how to do that, please comment below and let me know. Here I have some eggs, some buttermilk, some sugar. I have here some baking powder and some salt, some vanilla essence, vanilla extract, and here I have my margarine. So let's go. I'm just going to go ahead and add the baking powder and the salt together and mix it really well. And then we are going to set that aside until we are ready to use it. Next I went ahead with my liquids, and I'm just going to go ahead and add the pineapple juice to the buttermilk, and I'm also going to be adding in the vanilla extract, and then I'm just going to give that a quick whisk, and we are going to set that aside until we are ready to use it. To a large mixing bowl, I'm going to go ahead and add in my softened butter or margarine, and what I like to do is to just simply whip it for a couple seconds, just to break it down before adding in the sugar. Once the sugar has been added, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it until it's light and fluffy. And that is roughly about 5 minutes. And of course, you want to ensure that you scrape the sides as you go along to make sure that everything is well combined. Here is our mixture so far. Next, I'm going to go in with some lime juice. I forgot to show the lime in the previous clip, y'all. But you don't want to miss out on that lime juice or the lime rind. It definitely helps with the freshness of the egg. So next I'm just going to go in with 1 egg at a time, and we're going to mix after each addition. Here's what our mixture looks like so far. Next I'm going in with my dry ingredients, and we're going to do it in 1/3 cups, and of course we're going to alternate with the pineapple and milk mixture. So start off by adding in your dry ingredients and then mix it until it's combined. Do not overmix or you will have a very tough cake on hand. Next add in half of your liquids, and then you will continue to add until you end with flour. Now what I like to do is to just mix the batter until it's just combined, and then I'm just going to take my spatula and go ahead and gently fold in any excess dry ingredients that may have not been properly mixed during that process. Next I'm going to pour the batter all over the pineapple, just like that. And you want to make sure that you use a spring foam pan for this recipe, because you want to be able to flip the cake upside down or turn it upside down. So once I add in the batter, I went ahead and gently level it off, and then I'm also going to tap it a few times just to ensure that I get rid of any excess bubbles there may be, or air bubbles there may be in the cake. So next we are going to go ahead and add the cake to the oven, which has been preheated at 350 degrees. And we're going to allow it to bake until it's nice and golden brown, or roughly 35 to 40 minutes. Now if your cake is a little bit on the brown side or it's getting too brown, you can always simply put a piece of foil over it to help with that process. So I'm checking the cake and it's a little bit on the moist side, so I'm just going to put it back into the oven just to make sure that it's soaked for a couple more minutes, and then I will remove it and I will come back to show you. Here is the cake all done, so we are going to allow it to sit in the pan and cool before we remove it. So once the cake has been cool, as you see here, I did have my cake stand and I also have a cake board. So I am just going to go ahead and gently use a spatula just to release the sides or make it easier. Just yeah, make it easier to release. Now I was struggling a little bit here because I forgot to open the pan bigger, so I went ahead and started running the spatula to the sides, and then I was like, I had an aha moment, and then I opened it properly, and this is what our pineapple upside down cake or upside down cake looks like. Why am I saying upside down? All right, so this is what it looks like. It's all cool, y'all. I allowed it to cool complete in the pan, and I just want to show you how nice and moist this cake is, and it's also very delicate. So here I'm using the same spatula and gently just lifting the edges of the cake, and that will definitely help with me releasing it from the pan when I do turn it over. All right, so you want to be very careful with that. So I'm just going to take the cake board and I'm just going to um, cover the top like that, yeah, and then I'm just going to flip it onto the turntable, sorry. And as you see here, I don't know what I was saying, guys. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, and I'm gently going to remove the bottom of the cake pan, and voila, this is what our pineapple upside down cake looks like. As I said, in the middle you could add in some more cherry or slices of the pineapple, but for me it's good. So it is, as I said, I have allowed it to cool completely, and next I'm just going to cut a slice so you can see what it looks like on the inside. So here is our delicious pineapple upside down cake. Y'all, that cake was so delicious. I did taste it and it was really good. So this is a perfect dessert to add to your Christmas baking. You know, if you do have family coming around and you're going to have your little family gathering, that is also a perfect dessert. To make our black cake or fruit cake, these are the ingredients we will be using, or some of it I should say. Here I have some brown sugar, browning, my spices are cinnamon, clove, allspice, grated nutmeg, tonka bean, and of course I have here some baking powder and some salt. Here we have egg, flour. You want to ensure that the flour is sifted to get rid of any lumps. Here we have our fruits, and of course you want to ensure that it has been soaked well in advance. Here we have a stick of margarine. Butter can be used as well, and it is softened. And we are going old school today by using some lime peel in our eggs. We're going to start off first by mixing together our dry ingredients, and I just added the spices and the baking powder and salt, and whisk it really well till it's combined and set that aside. Next, we're moving on to our eggs. As I said, we're going to old school with the eggs today. I just went ahead and add in the lime peel and just whisk it lightly. Comment below if your grandmom or your mom still does this. Once I've done that, I'm just going to allow it to sit and set that aside until I am ready to use it. I'm using my hand mixer today, so to a large bowl, I'm adding in the softened margarine. And as you know, I like to break down the butter or the margarine before I add in the sugar. Comment below, let us know how you make your black cake. What do you do differently? Once I add in my sugar, I'm just going to go ahead and cream it for roughly 3 to 5 minutes. And during that process, you want to ensure that you scrape down the sides of the bowl to ensure that the butter and sugar is well mixed in together. I'm just going to show you what it looks like so far. It's nice and light. Next, we're going to go in with some vanilla extract. Sorry, yes, and I'm using the black one today, and we are using the black mixed essence as well. Comment below if you use any other essence. I am also adding in some lime juice. This is optional. I just like to add it in for that added flavor, and of course to get rid of any sort of freshness from the eggs. So I add that in, and next I am just going to go ahead and remove the skin, the lime skin from the egg, and add it some at a time and mix that in really well. Be sure to mix well after each addition of the egg. If you're new on here, welcome, welcome, welcome. We do appreciate you stopping by. We hope that you'll find a recipe that you actually like. And if you do try that, ensure that you send it to us on our social media platform so that we can post in appreciation. So once I've adding all of the eggs and mix that in really well, as you see here, I just went ahead and just used my spatula to scrape the sides to make sure that everything was well combined. Next, I went in with the fruits, and I'm just going to give that a quick whisk to blend it into the butter and sugar mixture. Once I'm done with that, I'm just scraping it again, sorry, and just to make sure that I did not leave any butter and sugar mixture without any of the fruits in it. So I'm just doing that. Then I'm just going to remove the whisking, sorry, I'm going to add in my flour, and I'm just going to go ahead and just beat it just until combined. Next, I'm just going to add in a dash of Angostura bitters, just one dash here, and I'm just going to whisk that in. Before I do, I'm adding in the browning. Now, I did start to add browning 1 tablespoon at a time. Of course, you can make it as black as you would like it, but I will leave a link in the description box below with everything I used and the measurement. And of course, this recipe is in about quarter simply because I'm doing it for the purposes of this video. Once I add in the browning, I went ahead and just mix it around a little bit, and then I am just removing the whisking tool and just knocking off any extra or excess matter from it. Once I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead using my spatula and gently fold in. Now at this point, I did add in a bit more of the browning. I did not get that footage. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I'm just gently folding that in just to make sure that I did not miss anything. And here I have my prepared pans. Now I did 2 in the event that I would need another one, but these are 2 6-inch pans. You want to ensure that you properly grease them and flour them. That basically avoid having your cake sticking to the pan. So once I would have added in the batter, as you see here, I'm just making sure that I remove every piece of the batter and add it to the pan. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a few taps, and basically that helps to get rid of any of the air bubbles that might have been formed in the process of mixing the cake. So I'm giving it a few taps well. And this is what our cake batter is looking like. As I said, if you want your cake to be darker, then you add more of the browning. Next, we're placing it into a preheated oven, and we're going to let it cook for about 2.5 hours. Now, I did check it about 3/4 of the way just to see how it was progressing. This is what the cake looks like so far, and I'm just using my skewer and inserting it in that crack right there. And it still does have some batter coming through, so I will allow it to sit in the oven some more. And I don't know why I did not get that footage. I don't know what happened, but I did remove it from the oven after it was cooked, and I did add a little bit of alcohol for the purposes of this video, and this is what our cake looked like. Now what I did, I allowed it to sit for 24 hours before actually cutting the cake so that you can see what it looks like. I also don't know what happened. I did get a footage and I can't seem to find what I did with it. I don't know. So here I'm just basically cutting the black cake for you to see what it looks like on the inside. And guys, I almost had an accident. Like, I don't know what was happening to me there. It was just a kind of rough night, I think. So I just did this nice slice so that you can see what it looks like on the inside. And this is what it looks like, y'all. Look at that goodness. As I said, you can make it darker to your liking, but this is what our black fruitcake looks like. I hope you would have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and be sure to let us know what you think. See you in the next one. Bye bye.